up? This is Jordan Gray from Half Lit and DopelivenTV.
Hey, this your boy Don Ritchie representing the Midwest 219 Stand Up.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Lamar Tate.
This is your girl, Monifa.
Hey, what up? It's your man Dave Hollister from Blackstreet.
You know what this is right here. This Trigger Trench in the building.
Hey, what's up, y'all? This is your boy Jason Weaver. And whenever I'm back home in the Chi, I'm checking out Dope Living TV.
Hey, it's your girl, Adina Howard, and you're watching Dope Living TV, live with Greg Gray and the crew.
What's up? It's your boy Greg. This is Dope Living TV Live. Let's start off by saying the views that are expressed on this Dope Living TV Live are not necessarily the views of Dope Living TV or its affiliates. What up, y'all? It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood of Dope Living. That's good living for those that don't know. Dope Living. I can bounce them up and down now, okay? Because I'm working out again, y'all. Working out again. Everything is great. It's beautiful. All right. We have to be thankful for every single day we got, man, because these days, boy, I'm telling you, boy, these days are short up, Mo.
Shoot, y'all, that's so good, man. Like you had a good time this weekend.
Man, look, let me tell you, it was so good, number one, to be in the city of Gary.
Yeah.
And there was a whole lot of events going on, right?
It looked like he was
and no problems, dude. No problems.
Dang.
None.
Dang.
That I know. No problems. What's up, Tyler Penn? What's going on, bruh? Little bruh. Yeah, man. Trap 48 coming out real soon, y'all. Y'all better. Can't wait. Cannot wait. What up, Seth?
Hey, what's coming out? You know I love a good movie.
So,
Trap 48 coming out.
Out there, you was out there hustling too. Everybody was out there, had their hustle on, boy. I was like, man, they don't jump on a plane or train or some kind of automobile and get there and check that out. Because that was on and popping.
So let me tell you, man, it was like this. I was sitting and I was looking at Facebook and I saw Gina out there. So I said, okay, let me make sure I go out there and support my sister because I ain't see the hubby out there. When I got out there, the hubby was there, but what I also saw was just a lot of it was just what it was. It was a marketplace. And no incidents, man. There was a car show down the block. And even I walked down there to the car show and they said there's more people at that event than there was at the car show. And I'm like, okay, let's do it, man. It was great though. It was wonderful. It was wonderful. Gina, I told Gina that dude played that Boots on the Ground song, and everybody came to Gina's table trying to get a fan. She ran out of fans.
I sold out of those fans.
Oh, hey, Gina, I was thinking about something.
I sold that.
Fan dance at the at the Distinguished Artist Skill.
You know what? I was considering that, Mo, because you brought it up before.
Yeah.
I'm just worried about a bunch of people being on the stage. That's the only thing that worries me.
Let them do it in the audience. Let them do it in their chairs.
In their chairs.
That's kind of hard.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about
it. It is kind of hard to do in the chair.
It's got a lot of space.
I wouldn't want anybody to get up there and fall or anything.
Hey, you dance at your own risk at the club.
That ain't on you, Gina. That's on them.
Yeah.
Sit your asses down with the fans.
And you would have to bring the playlist, Mo.
Oh, I can get a playlist. I already have one in my head. That's why I said something about it.
I would love for it to play. I would love for you to have that playing during the champagne gala, because some people will be coming and they'll go in and sit in the theater. That's what they did last year. We had some people to go in and just sit in the theater, and they didn't come out in the area. So yeah, we need some music playing. We didn't have any music playing in the speakers last year.
Okay, but here's what I say, Gina. Those that went in and sat in the theater and complained. What y'all complaining about when y'all you know everybody out and come on, y'all, use your head. I'm sorry, Gina. I don't want to make nobody mad, but let's go for real. Use your head. Everybody out there, ain't nobody in there. They setting up in there, but everybody out there. This is an opportunity to mingle, to network, and shake hands and just take pictures and do whatever. Okay, y'all sitting up here saying, "Ain't nobody bring nothing in here." Ain't nobody. Shut up.
See, I know. I have to.
I didn't hear any complaining though. I know it was older people. They can't stand for too long. My mom is one of them. They can't stand for too long. So they a lot of them would go and sit down. So I don't fault them for that.
See, that's what I'm worried about. If I get one of those mag mix going on, boy, whew.
You got to bring it though. Let's test it out, Mo. Let's test it out. I say let's test it out and see if we may do that moving forward.
All right, let's
test it out.
I'm gonna put together a step, kind of like a Steppers fan dance mix, so it can transition into. This is what I had in my head, and you know what? I been going down the road with Windshield Town. I'm like, damn, because I saw a fan dance. That'd be so cool to have like a Steppers fan dance, line dance deal going on at the same time. Or mixing them up to where they move off the floor and then somebody else get up there. But my problem is one problem. I like to keep the party going, and I don't like to slow it down. I don't like to slow it down. Mary, I tell you, sometimes I get in there, you be tired, your feet will be hurting.
Shout out though to the city of Gary, my hometown, city of Gary, man. They were out there doing. I mean, there were a lot of events going on.
Wasn't it popping?
A lot of events, too short.
People were going from one event to the other. The mayor came out, which was great. I didn't expect for the mayor to come out. The mayor came out.
Hey, but Gina, did you notice he was out there by himself? He didn't have no bodyguards with him. He had nobody with him. He drove himself up there.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, where my gun at? Where my gun at?
Mm-hmm. Well, that's when they everyday down to earth people. They don't have to have all spend the city money on all the security and going on. Hey,
Byron said I like the Boots on the Ground song, but it's definitely being overplayed. It's good to see a Southern song, soul song be popular. Hey man,
it's gonna play out soon, Byron. They all play out soon.
And somebody come up with another one, man. It'd be like Ass on the Ground next time. So it's cool.
But
hey,
you know what? We got to start sitting down thinking of some songs that's gonna blow up like that.
Yeah. Because I got the cameras. We can do the video just like that. We got it ready. All right. Hey, Roger said, when's the Dope Living car show? Interesting.
Man, what you say? What he say?
Interesting. Hey, Roger's agreed to come back on when we do another cigar show too. So.
Okay. Awesome. We just played his show, didn't we?
I told him already. We just played that show with John Tate. Shout out to John Tate. We're doing their thing, all right? Well, I want to say this real quick, man. Y'all know that Cooter from Dukes of Hazzard died, right?
Yeah, I saw that.
It was on the news. The news had it, all of that stuff. But did you know that Walter Scott from the Whispers died as well?
Yeah, one of the twins.
I saw that too.
Yeah. Wasn't on the news though. It was on Facebook, but it wasn't on the news.
They whispered it.
Cooter come on, right? Cooter the deputy on Dukes of Hazzard from a long time ago. That was bigger news than Walter Scott. Okay, I'm gonna leave that alone. Okay, this is the Relationship Roundtable, y'all.
Yes,
right?
yes.
Where we got experts like Gina and Mo that can give you the words to help your relationship out. Okay, I can't talk a lot because of the accident, so my jaws are still not well, but I'm there. I don't wear the mask no more. I don't care. All right. Byron said Mayor Melton is a G, OG, and he really doesn't need security. Anyone foolish enough to step to him the wrong way will get checked and corrected. Oh yeah. Plus, you know, I was out there. He was cool. I wanted to say this too, man. Women, and Mo, you can chime in if you want. And this is part of relationships. Women always say that all they need is from the man. And Gina, correct me if I'm wrong. All they need from the man is care, attention, support, and honesty. Is that true?
Yeah, on the woman's point, yeah, it is. We look for security. We look for honesty. Yeah, I'll check off all of those. Every last one of them.
And you know,
you saw these women with broke men. That's because they got all of them that you just said.
Mo, go ahead. What you gonna say?
I was just going to say, a cat that's really feeling, you know, his girl, don't mind giving those things. It ain't hard to do. You know what I mean?
All right. Well, if you break it down,
and you know what, I have to say this before we move on. It all depends on the age group.
Yeah,
it all depends on that age group.
But Gina, if you break it down,
that makes a huge difference.
If you break it down, they want care, they want attention, they want support and honesty, right?
Right.
But take the first letters from each of those words: care, attention, support, and honesty. What does that spell?
Queso.
No.
Cash.
Cash. That's what the women want. That's all they want. So they had it. They had it in those words: care, attention, support, and honesty. They want cash. That's all they want. Gina, you know.
Damn. Gina picked that right up. I'm like, queso. Cash.
It's so different now with the social media era and the women now that are so caught up in social media, and they think that that's the way things are supposed to be. I really wish we hadn't got to that point where these ladies out here are trying to find social media and trying to be like social media. I just wish they would come back to reality and the things that really matter, and not the social media stuff. It just made a mess of relationships.
Well, the thing about it is,
that's what they are. They gold diggers.
Most of them are chasing. I get ready to say just that. Most of them are chasing that bag. If you chase,
they will look for
and see to get to that bag. They doing it stuff, you know, them influencers and stuff like that to get to the bag, but it makes them look kind of jacked up, chasing the bag.
They make their own stuff look like that. Okay, the first thing you asking a man about is, you know where he work at and how much money he make a year. Who asks how much money a man makes a year? Okay,
hey,
I would never tell you how much money I make a year. I would never do that.
I'm gonna tell you, when I was dating, I drove my hoopty. I never would pull out my Lexus. I would not wear when I was dating, I dressed down because I just didn't want to be dating and guys seeing what I had. I wanted them to see me as an everyday normal person. And I'm gonna tell you, you get some different reactions. You get some different reactions. You really do.
I tell you the crazy. I was single for that little time that I was single. I can remember sometimes me working on that regular ass Cadillac I used to have, and you know, I just go to AutoZone or something like that. I had all greasy clothes walking around up in there, but later on the cat be looking good, and Mo is good looking. You know, Mo got his stuff on and everything.
But Mo, yeah. I don't understand. Listen, women, if you see this man walking around in greasy clothes, you know, he got a job and he working hard. Yeah. What is wrong with y'all? He got a job and he is working hard.
I don't care if the man is at McDonald's, which I do have a guy who was working at McDonald's, busting them fries and busting the grease tray. This man is a franchise owner now. All right. Yeah. He's gonna come on the show and talk about his whole thing. He's a franchise owner now. You never know what blessing you're gonna miss, ladies, when you judge a book by its cover.
Okay? Right, well, exactly.
Remember, I told y'all about that. He started at the micro level. He started back down the French fries or sweeping the floors or whatever. But he was able to learn the trade, and he wanted to do it. You know, a lot of people go poo-poo. They poo-poo McDonald's, but you'd be surprised where a mug is making their money at later on. You know, those franchises ain't no joke.
The struggle is real, man. Okay, and you like Steve said, you got to start somewhere. But Rod said you got to find an independent woman, somebody that don't have to rely on a man. That's facts. Okay.
But you know
Well,
what?
hey, Roger, where they grow them at?
You know what I found out dating and living in Gary? Men that date women in Gary have a preconceived notion about women that live in Gary. So they treat them all the same. I don't know how many men that would say to me, "Oh, you're not like the average woman here in Gary." What's the average woman like in Gary? Like you're different from them.
I plead the fifth.
What's the difference? You get to know the person. You don't judge a person by where they live.
I plead the fifth.
You don't judge a person by that. You know, and it really blew my mind to the point it would upset me that they would say that. That really upset me. You know, I'm the average woman that live in Gary. That's who I am.
But this is why a lot of people have to get outside of where you were born and where you grew up at. Get outside and see how other people live. Get outside and see what the other side is like. Okay, and then even if you come back, now you have an expectation that you have for yourself. Okay. Now you're able to choose a little. You got a more diverse way of choosing now. Frank said it's bad to say the easiest way to get a date was when I put a wedding ring on and then I had multiple choices. Steve said have someone that you can depend on each other. They can depend on you can depend on each other. Amber says facts. All right, you got to get a weight on, man. Okay. But let's get to these questions, man. Gina, you had a question. I saw that you popped one up, so we're gonna get to yours in a second too. But let's get this thing popping, y'all, for real. All right. So, first question: have you ever kept who you're seeing a secret from your friends or your family, and why? Before you do that, Raj said Gary had a bad reputation. Dude, you ain't even knowing. Anyway. Would you ever
eat the fifth? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Raj, ooh, boy, that's the hometown. Oh Lord, Roger, ooh, God. we could tell you the reputation for. I mean, the city itself is growing, okay, but the people, God damn. Have you ever kept your who you're seeing a secret from your friends and family, and why?
No, I haven't.
No,
have you? Gina has.
I know I have.
I have
600 times.
Oh, I wasn't dating that guy. I keep telling you, I don't know what's wrong with y'all. Y'all not listening.
But you
I never dated him.
You were CASH in him, though.
No, it was not. No, none of that. None of that. It ain't tricking if you got it. It ain't tricking if you got it. None of that.
Listen to her.
None of that.
Listen to her. Whoa.
I will say this. I've never dated. I don't even know how to. I guess you can't kind of say that because I never brought anyone I was dating around my children or around my family unless I knew that I was going to be with that person. So I could kind of say that, but I can't say this. A guy, and this was just in the dating stage. He stopped dating me because I wouldn't introduce him to my children. They were grown. They were already grown and out the house, but he was upset about that. No, you're not meeting my family. I don't even know you yet.
So Gina, you didn't date
First
that one.
He was 19,
that one bad boy.
What you say, Mo?
You didn't date that one bad boy in school. Did you know daggone well?
My husband was a bad boy. My first husband was a bad boy. I'm married to a bad boy.
A badass boy.
You know it, don't you, Greg?
Don't take no shit.
As many threats I got.
Hey, you know what? They could be bad boys all they want if they treat me right. I don't care about all that other stuff. You know, I'm not getting into nothing where they're going to be in drugs and all that. That's going to bring some, stuff into my family and around my family. No, but as far all three of my husbands were bad boys.
Hey, as many threats as I got this weekend. Yeah, he a bad boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had to go in I had to leave.
But
I
you know
put in the
what?
trunk with the rest.
I'm gonna tell you something. They can be bad boys all they want, and this goes for women too. They could be a certain way all they want. When they meet that one person, they will straighten their life up. I'm telling you, it has to be that one person. They will stop doing all that stuff, whatever it is. I'm telling you, they will change themselves. You don't have to change them.
Yeah, you'd be surprised how many horses change their colors because.
Byron said he dated some penthouse pets and some outhouse pets, and I definitely hear the outhouse pets like drug money. Hey man, I'm the same way though, man.
Stop it.
Every November to February, don't nobody know who I'm messing with. Cuffing season. You don't tell nobody who you cuffing with.
You say cuffing season?
You just cuff. You don't tell nobody. You just cuff. And then February the 13th, you get rid of them, and you go on about your business. You make up with the other one.
I'm not into that no more.
Hey, so let me ask y'all, if you take a break from your relationship, is it okay if your mate sees somebody else?
Yeah.
If you
don't want the person to break, if you don't want the person to see somebody else, why are you taking a break?
Right.
Maybe you needed a mental break.
Okay, go on and mental loan. Mental loan. I'm gonna have a good time while you're mental loan. Mental loan. If you're saying you want to break, that means that's a breakup to me. That's a breakup.
Don't tell me you need some space because I'll give it to your ass.
Right? Ain't that the truth, Mo? A whole lot of space.
You need some
space? So much space. I'll probably be in another state.
Right. Smoke.
Okay. All right. So be honest, y'all. Y'all both have some great relationships. But when you first started dating this person, did you said we together is commitment. Did you come in with an escape plan just in case?
Oh, I don't need no escape plan if it don't look right to me. No, this ain't gonna work out. There you go. I don't have to escape. I'm gonna just tell you. No, we're not a good match.
I'm gonna give some time to see if it's gonna work. But just in case it don't work.
That stalker, when I told him that he couldn't believe it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm like, you know what? We're not a good match. This ain't gonna work.
And it's a good thing that you got out of that too.
I'm not gonna be stuck in something that I'm not gonna feel comfortable with. I don't know how these women do it. If it's uncomfortable during the dating stage, it's going to continue to be uncomfortable.
That's what gets me. I done seen this in public. Yeah, see this in public. Some of these women, they be taking all this crap off these dudes. I'm like, man, don't you know you're a free person? Slavery stopped, way back. Why?
That's crazy.
Why,
That's crazy though. When you like you said, some men and women do the same thing. They treat these guys so bad in public. They treat these people so bad in public. But they
I've seen it before, bro. I've seen it before, and I'm like, this is somebody you're with, and to humiliate them in public, you're the one who looks bad, not them. You look really bad when this is your man. And what does that say about you?
Right.
Say about you.
My whole thing is this: if that woman had your kids, Negro, and putting up with this crap, dude, if you don't think she on your corner, you stupid. If she putting up with all this BS and then had your kids, first of all, she had your kids,
Right.
That by itself ought to be enough for you to put on, the pedestal that she needs to be on all the time. That by itself.
Like I said, a lot of this stuff would not have been happening a little while ago, but back in the day a little bit. It's crazy. Zakeda, what's going on? Zakeda, Nicole Moss. She said, I was just having this thought. Oh, wow. Didn't get on here. Because we dope living, man. We can
We
read
talk
minds.
about it all. We talk about it all.
But Greg,
agree
with me. Would you agree with me? Back in the day, women had total control. They had a lot of control. Yeah. If women didn't like the way it looked, the way it came out, or where its style was going, they let the dude know the dude stop.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They had total control of all of that, you know, and that kept all that dust down, you know, kept all that stuff happening for the most part.
That's where the respect came in. You know, you were able to talk to each other, and you know, I'm not saying it always happened, but we were able to talk to each other and kind of settle some stuff down. You know what I mean? Not now. You come to somebody now and tell them what to do or how to. You know, I think you should cover up a little bit more because you know I can see your nipple. But you tell them that and they'd be like, "Well, what you looking for?" Well, dang, it's out. You got it out. Come on, man.
Stop it.
I'm just saying though, Gina. If you dressing for people to look at you, why you complain when they look at you?
That's crazy. That's crazy. That's so crazy. That's so crazy. Had the nerve to give you a fish face. I mean, back in the day.
He said a fish face.
Just looking at you. Put some clothes on, you know.
Okay, Z want me to say Z. I was trying to just put it as you put it up there, Z. All right, but Z.
Yeah, but you know what? I'm gonna tell you, women, men want what they can't have. Men want what they can't have. Let that soak in, ladies.
Say it with your chest.
What? No. I disagree. Some men.
You disagree.
Greg, you can't disagree. You already know. You already know what the set did.
I get what I want. Some men want what they can't have, though. All right, not all men, Gina. Some men.
Okay, I'll put some in there.
Yeah, put that some in there for real, because that's not right. Hey, look, check this out. Your mate, your husband, your wife. They slept with your brother or your sister. All right. Who would you be most upset with?
My mate. Unforgivable.
Both. I'm gonna be equally upset.
Most upset. I'm not gonna be upset with my brother as much as I would be upset with my mate because she know what she was doing. He knew what he was doing, okay, but she knew that was my brother. Why would you even go there? You know what I'm saying?
You would be more upset with your mate than your. Say that again. You would be more upset with the mate.
Yeah. You know, we as men.
No, sister, you got a sister bond. You got a brother bond.
Yeah. That's what I said. I'd be upset with my.
That's forbidden fruit.
Yeah, but you know, the other bond on the brother side is that you know it ain't no fun if the homies can't have none. So I'm gonna be more mad at her.
I don't even know if. I think it would just be hurt. So I don't know if you could say this person hurt me any less than the other person. That would just.
You know what? I don't even know if I would be hurt anyway. Okay, because there's others. There's others out there. So if you mess up, you know what you messed up.
It's a problem. You got them 2 or 3 left in the clip.
But that's your sibling. That's so totally different. That's so totally different.
You got them 2 or 3 left in the clip, Greg. You got them 2 or 3 left in the clip. You got to get them out the clip. See, when your clip is empty, you ain't got nothing to lean back on, and you got that one that no matter what you ride or die with. That's it.
Byron said he's gonna be mad at both because for having poor judgment.
I'm with Byron. I'm gonna be mad at both. Why would I speak with one, not be mad at one, and be mad at? They both made that choice. They both made that choice.
Not necessarily all the time. You know, the flesh is weak. Z said, "My mate."
What do you mean? So how do you mean they didn't both make the choice?
Somebody could have said no.
Mo, have you ever, your friend's woman, have you ever flirted with her?
What?
Have you ever flirted with your friend's woman?
That's all.
Gina, you ain't never flirted with one of your friends' men?
Heck, you know.
No.
Hey, well, I guess I'm just a heathen. I'm going to hell in gasoline.
You a heathen. You just a heathen. Throw some gasoline on him, y'all. You just a heathen. No.
Hey man, look. Steve said,
"Let's open the door." Yeah,
I would never.
That's just gross. I'm sorry.
Busy. He's a
clapping dog. But I have. I'm just. Let me stop. Press the button, Greg. Okay, look. We're at the halfway point. So he said, "Praying for you, G." Come on, dude. Really?
Please, Steve, pray for him hard. Pray hard.
We are at the halfway point of the show. Man, look, we are at 900 some odd shows now, okay? We are almost at that 1,000. We want to hold this celebration. Over the weekend, I was looking like, man, we should have it outside, Because a lady came to me and she said, well, when y'all come into town and y'all doing this and y'all doing that, why don't y'all do something for the old people too can come and have a good time?
What you talking about?
I'm like, she made a good point. We were right across the street from a senior citizens building, and she walked across. She was 72 years old, and she just wanted to tell me that needs to happen. She said, wherever you have it, why don't you, somebody can get a bus and take it to the senior citizens home and bring them there so that they can have a good time. I was like, yeah. I mean, she had a point. We don't do anything for these senior citizens. All right. The event Gina was at was right across the street. They can come out there and walk and sit down and do whatever. Okay. So it was making me think we should do it outside. But then after I left, I said, no, I ain't doing it outside.
Yeah, we don't know what the weather may be.
Yeah, we don't know. So I want to make sure. But everybody, look, coming up to that 1,000 show, want everybody to come through, hang out, and chill with us. And it's just going to be a good time, okay? And I've only thought about the place, I didn't think about it. We're going to have something to eat, going to have something to drink. I don't drink, so, I don't know. I just say, look, I just want to come, hear some great music, and celebrate. I guess I'm going to have to get something to eat then, too, right?
I have to get something to drink, too.
I don't know.
I can't drink that stuff.
But y'all come through and hang out with us, man. Make sure. I want to do, Gina, we're all entrepreneurs. And, even though we do different things, we're all entrepreneurs. And we got a lot of good. I was listening to Jeff Relaford today, okay? And Jeff is a member of the National Black Radio Hall of Fame now as well.
Join the club.
And I'm a little jealous because we got a piece of paper. Jeff got a paper and a trophy. I'm like, wow.
Oh, yeah. I got to show y'all what I did with mine. Hold on for a minute.
I really don't care about the trophy though, but the just the accolade was great. But I'm telling you, we need to sit down and do one show, and we need to give our nuggets. You know what I mean? We need to share a little bit with each individual thing that we do, because I know information. I was telling Jeff today, information can change the situation, period, of what you're doing. If you soak it in, get that information, it changes what your situation, period. It's a lot of stuff that entrepreneurs share. And if we share that stuff, it will change other people's situation. I'm telling you, man.
Hey, little brother.
What up?
What's up?
What up, dude? What's up? What you got, Mo? Look at Mo. Oh, shoot.
Oh, Mo, that's nice. Dang, Mo. Dang. Like you went platinum.
Yeah, that looks like one of my.
Actually, this is where records go, and it goes this way when it's got records in it like this. You know the record calls it.
No, but I had one Mo with Notorious B.I.G., Craig Mack, and TLC on it. Okay, and it was the Wide Way. It was the Wide Way. But yeah, man, information will change your situation. That's my nugget for the day. Okay, information changes the situation. Y'all make sure that y'all soak in all this information and apply this information, and it will make a change in your life. Trust me. All right. celebrate the Hall of Famers right here, man. We got a lot to tell you guys. Not saying we're the best at it, but we can only tell you what we do. And we do what we do, in our eyes, better than anybody else. Be honest with me, y'all. Do you need solid evidence of cheating to be justified in leaving your partner?
Hell yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do it on the speculation. That's crazy.
You say, because anybody can walk up and get that relationship over like that if they want to. Speculation.
Now, y'all remember we asked a question similar to this some time ago, okay? And I forgot how it was, but we were saying that intuition, I think it was. It was about women's intuition. She may think that he's doing it. And somebody that was on here with us said, yeah, if I think you're doing it, you're doing it. But that's not necessarily true. You may think that they're doing it. I've been accused so much. You know, it's like, dang, if I knew I was going to lose you, I should have hit it then. You know, I'm just saying, man. No, I'm just saying.
You have point, brother. I'm with you when you're right.
Man. I'm being accused of it all the time. Greg, you doing this, you doing that. Okay, well, I'm done with you because I know you're doing it, but you have no solid proof, okay? And I'll be like, in my head, I'll be like, God, dog, I should have did it. I should have did it. That way, it would be true. That way, you can leave on some truth. You leaving on some lies right now that you think it's hearsay. Like Frank said, he said, yeah, not going to do it because of hearsay. Man, crazy. But that's okay. Y'all answers, though. I'm sorry. I had a flashback. My bad.
No, I would have to have proof. Whatever you do in the dark comes to the light. So just wait. Just wait it out. If it's happening, you're gonna find out. You're gonna, you know. And sometimes individuals know, they see it, and they just have a blind eye to it.
Yeah. And don't come
I
back
always
to me
say, anytime you're looking and snooping, you already know.
Yeah.
You already know. I guess you just need justification.
Don't come to me after you then kick me to the curb over some nonsense and say, you know what? I'm sorry. I found out that she wasn't talking. She was okay. Well, I mean, I'm gone now because now guess who I'm doing? Her. The very one you accused me of. Yeah, I'm doing it now. So you're good. You're not for real. Yes, I am. And you know me.
I just don't know how people juggle more than one relationship. It is hard with one relationship. Yeah. I don't know how they do it. I've never done it. I never wanted to do it. Either, you know, we date. If it don't work out, it just doesn't work out. And I move on. I'm a date again. But to have 2 or 3 different relationships at once, that got to make my head spin.
Return up to me.
It's not. Gina, I don't need evidence because I get the draws already. I'm looking for an out. You didn't think I was gonna say it. You thought I was gonna say GTD. No, I know it. Look, bro, what's going on? Byron said I'm never gonna take grief over nonsense. That's only gonna make me think. Why take the grief without getting the gravy? Yes, I agree. I definitely agree. Steven said when I was younger, yeah. Now can't do it. I mean, Gina, I don't think it's if you're dating and you're not committed, then you can see whoever you want, right?
That's true.
But you have to make that clear. That's what communication comes in. You got to make it clear right off the bat. Hey, look, we can go out.
Well, but I mean, even dating.
We might even have a one-night stand. But understand, I never said we was gonna be a couple after that. Okay, I never told you, and that was one of the questions too. Who should say I love you first, man or woman? Because I didn't tell you I loved you. You know, we did it.
I was just, you know what? It's funny. Chris made that comment because I was just getting ready to say I would probably get them names mixed up. I'd probably get the names mixed up.
look at Steve said, I need loyalty, honesty, and commitment. Not in that order. No, Steve, you need care,
I'll be
attention,
calling him
support,
Teddy.
and
His
honesty.
name is Tyrone.
You need care, attention, support, and honesty. Take the first letters. That's what they're going to take from you.
And then
Ash.
be on the end of.
Don't do it. That's why I say, you know, I mean, I'll always, if I'm dating, I can see who I want. So, and I will make it clear at the beginning, hey, look, date was cool. But what if the date wasn't cool? And you got it on the first date. And you got it on the first date, but it wasn't cool. Ooh. Would you go back again?
I can't answer that question at all.
It depends on how, you know, what kind of, you know, communication happened at the beginning.
Mo, the date wasn't good, but the sex was excellent.
Wait, let me finish.
On the first date, bro?
We went out. We had a good time. We might have had a couple of drinks at the club, you know, having a good time. And she ended up over, say, my house, you know. And one thing led to another. And, you know, we ended up in the bed, you know. But it wasn't no commitment before that, you know.
Right.
You made the decision early on, hey, unless you're trying to convince me, you know, while you're in the bed or something, you know what I'm saying? Back in the day.
But what if she stopped calling you?
Hey, I'm cool with that.
That's what it is.
Situation's good for me now because I don't have to say it.
Now, children have been showing up after them first dates too.
I'm definitely on the first date, and it's a one night stand.
Wrapping it up.
I will go. Look, I will go and I get some saran, whatever, saran wrap and rubber. I will do whatever, man, in order to make sure that ain't no babies. If a baby can get out of this, man, that's the strongest ass. That's gonna be a superhero. If he can get out of this, that's a superhero. He deserved to be born.
I'm just saying, if y'all didn't make no commitment, you know, before y'all jumped in the sack, especially, you know, one of the ones who you don't even know the last name, you just know a first name.
Don't even know her first name. You know the first initial. You trying to remember the first name.
That's why the world all messed up now.
Why? Because of me? Because of me?
That's why the world all messed up now.
Look, you guys know I have to be devil's advocate. So a lot of stuff that I say, ladies and gentlemen, a lot of stuff that I say is just to create conversation. That's all. I'm not like that.
You've been a devil's advocate.
Yeah, that's all.
So, you know, I'm just saying it's when you're single and you're out there, you know, they got friends with benefits and, you know, so on and so forth. They got all these different kind of relationships where these women know that they in the friend column, but they trying to get in the win column. That's what we used to say. So they show up, make sure don't nobody else show up at that house. Because they get there first, you can always say, you know, I got company. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Frank, what's going on, bro? Frank said, hey, babe. Who you talking to?
He said everybody's name is Babe, so you can't mix up the name. That's what he said. You didn't read his first comment.
I thought he was talking to you. I was going to say, Robert getting ready to come.
No, you didn't read his. I read his first comment. He said everybody's name is Babe.
Okay. All right. Chris said, Gina, it's different between men and women. Men hunt. Women want to be caught, a.k.a. the prize. That's strong. That's strong right there, boy. That's strong right there.
Bring the AK.
Men hunt. Women want to be caught.
I mean, I believe in having a good time. When I was saying I believed in having a good time. You know, I believed in having a real funky good time. And anybody knew that they went out with me, we're gonna have a good time. But
so why do people think that? Why do people think that because when you get older and you're not in a committed relationship, there's something wrong with you?
Well, it depends. I mean,
I don't think it's something wrong with the person. I think people they make a choice. Some people they're not meant to be in a relationship like that, and some people are. I've been in long-term relationships all my life. Oh my goodness. I think about my first husband, 17 years. I met him when I was a freshman in high school. And then my second husband, 17 years. So I've been in long-term relationships all my life. So a lot of the questions you guys ask, I can't speak on them because my life was totally different.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because you're scared?
Scared of what? I'm never scared.
She said, I ain't never scared.
That's right.
Bone crusher up in his bone crusher. I ain't never scared.
But I've always had him. I've always went in relationships with either this is gonna work or it's not, and if it doesn't, oh well, that's life. You pick yourself up and you keep on moving. That's life. That's everything you do, and that includes relationships. And that's always the way I looked at them.
Okay. Stephen said, if you come from a broken household as a child, how can you expect to have a complete unbroken relationship when you grow up? Chris said, men will be in the friend zone for decades just to get the draws.
That is terrible. Boy. You're going to be in the friend zone for a whole year.
Boy, she kind of cute.
Take it
if your partner, Gina, here's one of your questions. If your partner is in a relationship, 2 weeks after the breakup, were they cheating when the two of you were together?
Come again?
2 weeks after a long-term relationship, I say yes. Or they was eyeing somebody. How can you bounce back like that?
Easy. This ain't no double advocate. Easy. Why,
that's not easy. If you in a long-term relationship, you were committed, your heart was in it, and then 2 weeks you in another relationship. Come on now. Where was she at? In the back seat of the car?
But think about it. The word here is long term. You in the long term, you start learning things about that other person that maybe you don't want to be with anymore. You guys broke up for a reason, okay?
So are you looking?
Why can't I go back out and look?
So are you looking during that time?
No.
To hop right back in another relationship in 2 weeks?
I ain't looking. I'm not
looking at somebody.
Nah. I've done that before, man. I've done that before. I was in a long term, and I went out, saw somebody. It interested me, and that was it. We was cool. I was in another one. It wasn't a committed relationship. It was like we were kind of exclusive, but it wasn't no committed relationship. You know, I've only been in
the difference right
I've only
there.
been in a few committed relationships. Only a few. I've dated a lot, but I've only been in a few committed relationships.
Me too. I've only been in 3. And I'm married all 3.
So Steve said then you wasn't committed. I was
I'm with Steve. That's true, Steve. You were not committed.
One man's junk is another man's treasure. Come on now. Right. Steve said no, because that's my rule. You just said it might work, it might not. Pick yourself up and go. Come on, man.
Who's that? Z said that. Kick him off to the curb and I pull up quick to retrieve him.
I just say, man, look, if you get out of a relationship, long-term relationship, and with the long term, you're getting to know you know this person, but you know some things that you don't want to tolerate, but you stayed in the relationship and tolerated it till it got to a point where you don't want to tolerate it anymore, all right? And just because 2 weeks passed by, 1 week passed by, whatever, and you see somebody else and you want to be they seem like everything to you, I don't think it's a problem with that. But
I do, because I really feel like you need to. I call it air out. You gotta step back and that's just a rebound to me. That's the rebound. And rebounds don't work.
You got to unpack
question, Gina. If can you truly know somebody? Can you truly know if somebody is sincere or authentic after the first date?
anybody can be sincere.
I think you can get the feel. I think you can get that feeling, but to know, I don't think you can know on the first date. But you probably can get an inkling.
Anybody, because you still got the representative, like Chris said. You still got the representative. What you talking about, man? The representative gonna be around for 2-3 months. So I mean, you can't get that sincereness. You can get the sincereness out of them. They can maybe seem intelligent and sincere, but when it's all said and done, it's just a mask. You don't know what the real thing is. Yeah.
Right. Hey, Z said we were committed. We no longer are. So why are we stepping back? If you said it might work, it might not.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, that's, you know what, in a committed relationship, I'm talking about long term. To get out of a long-term relationship and jump right back into another, you're trying to fill a void. You're trying to, that's not, you gotta get all that out your system. You gotta let that stuff air out. It's a difference when you dating and that didn't work. Okay, I'm and then you go date someone else. But I'm talking long-term relationships. They don't work like that.
No.
I'm not jumping in one and jumping out into another.
Not long term. I mean, if you was married for 10 years, so 10 or more years, or you was in a relationship for 10 or more years, you just ain't gonna drop it and run. You just ain't. You're not gonna get into another relationship because, first of all, unless you was out there playing.
And if I'm in that long-term relationship, and it happens like that, I want to try to work it out. Let's figure out. Let's talk. Let's find out what the issue is. It's not, let me go on and move on. It's different in a long-term relationship than when you're dating.
Now, some instances,
dating is like a piece of Kleenex.
Damn, Gina.
I'm just playing.
Hey, Bobby said recovery and restoration is necessary between relationships.
That's right.
Thank you.
Steve said 5 years living together, you're not doing that either.
Right.
Hey man, look, we've answered a lot of questions, and we tried to make sure that your relationships are great because Mo and Gina are the experts, and they are telling you the right things to do in your relationship so that you will not fall in your relationship. Do what they tell you to do. Don't do what I tell you to do. It is
Voice affiliates.
Hey man, look, before we go, man, I ran into you. You all familiar with Barry Brewer, right?
Yeah.
Barry Brewer, comedian. He's been on BET, MTV, everybody's TV. Fantastic comedian, man. I want to shout him out, man, because a lot of people don't know, and I don't know if I should say this or not, but I'm gonna say this. He's doing a film, and I actually ran into him today, doing a film in the hometown, and I need to say this. Those are opportunities when you're doing a film, and Gina, you know this. There's opportunities to when you bringing other people in or businesses in. There's opportunities for your business, getting out there in a place that you are not normally out there. You're sitting up in a business and you're doing great business, okay, but to have your business put in a movie is huge. So
yeah,
they were at this particular place in the parking lot. I ran up there, saw a guy, one of the producers. And we got to talking. He knew who I was, so we were talking, and I was seeing what they were doing. He said, "Well, Barry Brewer's out there, went and hollered. I've been knowing Barry for a minute, but saw Barry, shook hands, and we talked for a second. But that store owner did not want them to come in and shoot the scene. So I knew another store, and I knew the owner really well. Another grocery store, I knew the owner really well, and I took the producer with me to talk to that store owner, and he was more than happy to have it done there. So shout out to that store owner. Shout out to Barry Brewer and his crew. They were out there in the hood with them with the big stuff. They were locked and loaded. I'm telling y'all, man. But City of Gary, man. All the good that the city does. Allow these filmmakers, especially if they're homegrown filmmakers, to come out and do their thing. You know, don't charge them just because they're in the city to do their stuff. Okay, that's why we as filmmakers, we go around and we plan this strategically. Okay, we're gonna be someplace at 3:00. Let's get it. Let's lock it. Let's get it done, and then let's get up out of there. Okay, we ain't paying the city nothing. But anyway, I'm not telling his business. But Barry Brewer's got a new film. It's gonna come out. Okay, they're in the process of filming. So shout out to you, Barry Brewer. Shout out to the producer that I talked to. His name was Keith Smacks Dean. He's from the city as well, doing big things. Shout out to you guys for coming back to the city and putting the city in a good light. All right, Mo, we got to get out of here. What you got, bro?
The views expressed on this Dope Living TV are not necessarily living. So when a minute ago when he said Gina and Mo are professionals, we are professionals in our relationships.
You are.
We just giving you advice and the way
But you are though. You are. You're professionals in your relationships.
I'm a professional in a relationship, yeah. But I'm just saying, if you guys are out there and you're playing, don't play no more. Don't play no more.
Oh, that was short and sweet. That was simple.
Just simple. Just real simple. Don't play no more. You know, we was talking about earlier about the out there having two women in one time and all that stuff. It's not necessary. Especially if you're sneaking around, you know, especially. You know, we can all be friends.
Okay.
Well,
all right, Gina, what you
November 7th, if you guys don't know yet, you're going to know tonight. Distinguished Authors Guild, November 7th at Theater 47 in Park Forest, Illinois. We will be celebrating authors. Man, there's some great books out here that they submitted. I'm telling you. Come on out and meet the authors, get to know them, purchase their books, and have a good time. Mo won't be out there putting you on the stage, getting the boots on the ground. I'm gonna have to bring some fans that night. Put them boots on the ground. We're gonna have such a great time with the champagne gala. We will have food vendors. We'll have a popcorn vendor. We'll have a dessert vendor. Come out and have a good time. Theater 47, November 7th. Look for the tickets to come out within the next week.
All right, y'all. I'm gonna tell you this. Better get yourself in. You're gonna need to be in shape by November. So you got till November.
I'm telling you, we come in there with them nice tight dresses on, with them heels. Come on now. We have 3 entertainers this year. We're gonna rock the house. They are going to rock the house.
Can I tell my jokes?
Go tell your joke. Tell your joke.
On the outside.
Dina, you know I'm good.
You know he want to be everything. He want to be. You already got 2 jobs.
But I used to be a comedian, Dina. That was
you
one of the first.
You already got 2 jobs.
That was one of the first things I did.
Stick to them 2 jobs.
Oh man, Steve, I was a comedian before you was a comedian, bro. You ain't understand it. Go back if you can find it way back. I was on BET Comic View a long time ago. Anyway. Bobby said, as usual, I'm always learning with a big dose of laughter when I come by my spot.
Hey, Arthur Strutcher. Oh, her book. If you haven't seen her book, if you haven't purchased it, Walking on the Streets of Gold, you're going to be in tears. Get the book. Get the book.
Yeah, man. Steve
That's
said
an award-winning book right there. Walking on the Streets of Gold.
Steve said I wasn't funny. Steve, I mean,
Steve, I didn't want to go there because I was going to tell him that's when they came out with the hook.
I never got the hook. I don't understand. But that's okay. I can take a joke too. If you're a comedian, you better be able to take a joke too. But anyway, man, hey, shout out to the city of Dallas, Texas. I appreciate y'all. I really, really do. Showed me a lot of love. And I'm going to show you love back, most definitely, all right? Appreciate you, Dallas, Texas. Anyway, that's the show today. I am trying to get DeJuan Ford. All right. Look at that. See, Chris know. Remember our comic view? Yes, Chris, come on. You better tell them.
Don't tell me Chris was on the stage with you now.
Chris, you better tell them about
they
me,
had
boy.
2 hooks. Chris, you know, you see why he stuck to rapping, right? That's why he stuck with rapping.
You don't know
now we're going overboard, but we're going over a little bit, okay? But you do remember back in the day on Dope Living TV Live, Gina, you and I were reading poetry, okay? And that is why Gina's an author.
And I always put that disclaimer out there. I never said I was a poet. I never said I do spoken word. I always put that disclaimer out there.
Hey, I got the receipts for everything. All right, I do. I don't have to trip on none of that. I got receipts for everything that I've done and everything that I do right now. So, yeah, I'm angry. No, I don't get angry. I mean, you know, if you can't laugh at yourself, something's wrong with you. Okay?
That's
but
right.
Again,
That's
shout out to everybody that's out there trying to do that. I am so serious, and Greg know it all. I don't know it all. Oh my God. What's going on? Steve. I do not know it all. I can only speak on what I do and what I've done. Oh my goodness. Gina, you can do anything you want to, girl. Yes, Bobby. Bobby Steven is attacking me. Can y'all stop him? Oh my God. Oh my God.
Yes,
Chris
Bobby, thank you.
Come on, man. I feel attacked. Steven, I knew you when you was this tall, all right? But anyway, again, man, if you're doing something and trying to get out there, okay, stay intentional, all right? And you know, it was something I wrote down. Hold on. When you're doing this stuff, okay, too. This is my last nugget. When people pay for anything, that's when they start paying attention. You know what I'm saying? When they pay, they pay attention. Nobody wants to pay some money or pay out anything and not know what they're doing or not know what it's about. When you pay attention. All right, you understand. That's my last little nugget.
You was gonna throw a joke out there.
The hate in this room.
I was gonna
the hate in this room. I'm gonna get over here and watch the NBA championship.
Huh? What?
I'm gonna rewatch it.
Oh, I was going to say, you devote that mug or something?
I'm gonna rewatch it, man.
All right, Ella, I'm gonna DM you.
Steve said I was a 925 intern. Gina, I need that author's name so I can get that kid's book. Anyway, this is Dope Living TV Live. Trying to get DeJuan Ford on there, man. Tomorrow, I'll let y'all know. You'll understand, all right? But this is Dope Living TV Live, man, and we will definitely see you guys tomorrow, all right? Peace.